Hey everybody, sorry I'm late. Welcome to the Power Connection broadcast. My name is Bobby Umar and I do a weekly broadcast, usually 8 p.m. every Sunday night. And I got a little bit delayed because I was dealing with stuff with my kid and the laundry, and it just got a little bit hectic. My wife had to take off. So welcome to my broadcast today. Very excited to have people. I know some people were commenting, are you there? Are you late? Like Rhonda was there and Jamie was there and Faye was there, but if you are here, then great. I'd love to have a conversation with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And, the way we work at Power Connection Broadcast is, I'm certainly going to share thoughts and stories and insights, but, I want you to also comment below and let me know what's going on with you. So starting with, we usually broadcast every Sunday in the evening after 8 p.m. And I see some claps and hands, which is great. I'm glad you're there. If you are here, comment below. Let me know where you're from. North America, South America, Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia. Let me know. I'd love to know where you're from. And then we'll get into, and then after that, the Q&A, you can ask any questions you want on what I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to start by saying, first off, happy Eid, because the month of Ramadan is over. And so I want to wish everybody Eid Mubarak. Hope you had a great Eid. I celebrated Thursday, Friday, Saturday with lots of eating, lots of family time, which was great, even though it was a pandemic. So it was a little bit challenging, but we did the best we could. And now I'm back. So I see Lisa's here from Canada. Great. Heidi's here from Canada. It's great. A couple of people I've seen also that have been in some of my clubhouse rooms that I do on a daily basis. LinkedIn Masteries every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, and again, I'm happy to answer any questions you want. But I want to talk about thought leadership branding. I want to talk about the areas of thought leadership brand that I'm really big on, which is personal branding, storytelling, content creation, relationship building, mindset, confidence, all those different things that are part of building a strong thought leadership brand for your career, for your business, and for your life. And again, I love to talk about these things and I want to answer your questions. But I'm going to start with a story. Okay? So, one of the things that I can tell you is that back in the day when I worked for corporate engineering. And then I did some work then I did my MBA when I did brand marketing. I also had a lot of experience with teaching. I had a lot of experience with performing arts. So I'm musical theater director. I ran a musical theater company producing, directing musicals. And again, if you're liking this, by all means, like, heart, tap, clap, thumb, smiley face, tag people join the conversation. So I tried 4 different careers, okay? Performing arts, teaching, brand marketing, and engineering, and nothing really fit. I always felt like I was trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, and it never really fit, never really made sense to me. And so for a long time, I felt kind of lost in my career, and I felt unfulfilled in the type of work I was doing. And I felt stuck because I wasn't clear on what I could do or what I wanted to do. And I felt overwhelmed with all the different possibilities because I was always one of those jack of all trades, master of none type people. But I didn't know what to do. Now, what I finally did do is I spent a lot of time diving into my personal brand. And when I did that, I found a lot of really interesting things. Now, it took about 3 to 4 months to do this. I did tons of surveys, tons of interviews. I worked with mentors and coaches and things like that. Hey, Dan, welcome. Glad you're here. Is that you're doing your Canadian stuff? That's great. What up, A? That's nice. And again, if you're here commenting, by all means, comment below, let me know what's on your mind. I'm just telling my story about how I felt lost, stuck, unfulfilled. And so I dove into my personal brand. It took about 3-4 months, and then a little bit more after that. But most of the work was done in 3-4 months. Then I spent another 3+ months, kind of dabbling and putting stuff out there and seeing it. But once I really found my personal brand, what was amazing about that is certain things came clear, things became more focused, things became more targeted to my audience, and things became more purposeful. And most importantly, I found out the purpose that I was meant for the world that was going to excite me and fulfill me the rest of my life. And when that happens, what happens? You want the rest of your life to start right away. It's very exciting. And I had my why statement. I had my mission statement, vision statement. I knew who I served. I knew I wanted to be a professional speaker. And I was so excited about that. And I just started going. And I just started going there, building that brand, building that audience to be a professional speaker. When I did my personal brand, I found out 5 things. Number 1, Bobby loves people. Bobby loves persuasion, influence. Bobby loves performing, presenting. Bobby loves nurturing. And Bobby loves diversity. And from those 5 things, there was like maybe a dozen things I could do. but I chose motivational speaker, and I went up there and I started to do that kind of stuff. I see people already have questions already, which is great. But let me just finish the story and then I'll get to the questions, okay? So I went up there and started pitching myself as a speaker and started getting gigs through referral networks and all that. And then after a while, it was slow at first because I had my children. I had my first child a year after I started my business. Then I had my second child 2 years later, and I was totally stay-at-home dad, and I wanted to really dote on them, and because I just love being a dad. So I was probably working 25 hours a week. But at a certain point, I started hustling, and next thing you know, things started to take off. I started to get really good results, and I started to hone myself as a speaker. Number one, realizing that I was known for being a networking guy. And then later on, I started talking about personal branding. People started thinking of me as a personal branding guy. And then I started building and then I started thinking about, okay, how do I build a stronger brand? And that's when I started thinking about back then, how do I build a thought leadership brand? I didn't call it that back then, but I knew I wanted to have a much more prolific, well-known brand. I want to be the guy that everyone knew for the things I was talking about: networking, power of connection, personal branding, things like that. And so I started building up my social media kind of, I don't say empire, but a social media, network. And I tried everything. And within 6 months, Twitter is the one that took off first. I had about 5,000 followers in 6 months. And what happened was, I got my first gig off of Twitter. People are like, Bobby, we love what you talk about. You talk about leadership and engagement and connection. We love this. Can you come in and do a training session? And I'm like, of course I can. And I started getting gigs off of Twitter, which was amazing. I was like, this is really fascinating. I love kind of doing that. And so, that was awesome. And I realized, okay, you know what? Social media, let me invest. And yeah, I see the hearts and the claps. That's great. Keep it up, guys. I tried to invest. So I started investing into this. I launched and then I got my first TEDx talk too. So I got my first TEDx talk of the 5 I've done on March 5th, 2009, I think it was. Yeah, that was 2 years into my speaking biz. And that's when I started building up this whole thing. And 6 months later, I got that first gig off of Twitter and started building up my social media presence. Twitter was the first one to take off. Once I had 100,000 followers there, then I became known as a social media digital influence guy. How do I build digital influence? And that became the main things I talked about. It was all about the power of connection, which is why this broadcast called the power of connection, right? Personal branding, connection with the self. Authentic networking and connection, that's a connection with others. And then digital influence, which is connection with the world. And that's what I started talking about. And so I started building a thought leadership brand around that. Now, what are the things that got me there? Well, certain things helped me get there. One, working with a coach helped me really escalate my brand significantly. Because, coaches will 10x your business and they'll help you focus when you really need to. And so that really helped. I started building a couple of communities, one with Cool Connection, another with DYPB, another with my social media network. I started building communities. And I realized community was a great way to create support, to create accountability, but also to create a brain trust of people that are going to help you along where you want to go. And then the other thing that helped me was having a clear vision, clarity. The things that hold us back when it comes to thought leadership branding is lack of clarity, too much overwhelm, too much uncertainty, and just our fears and doubts and all that kind of stuff. So for me, that's kind of what I try to work on and build that up. And now it's been great because I have over 500,000 followers, and I've been able to do 5 TEDx talks. And I've built I was named one of Inc. Magazine's top 100 leadership speakers alongside Richard Branson, Brene Brown, John C. Maxwell. And so I've had this brand now. And now, LinkedIn was where I started working on too. Now I have 42,000 followers on LinkedIn and 22,000 followers on my company page. And now I'm working on Clubhouse, which is now nearing 10,000 followers for my profile and almost 11,000 followers in my club called Thought Leadership Brand Club. So I'm doing a lot of this stuff to try to build community. So I'm telling you all this because the same thing happened when it came to my weight journey. I've always struggled with my weight. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm diabetic. I'm trying to get healthier, get my blood sugar down. And I've always struggled. And when I applied the same principles of success of how I built the Thought Leadership brand, then I had success with that. So I got myself a coach, a nutrition coach. I got myself a support community where I'd meet once a week. And then I started working on, what's my goal. I started visioning where I wanted to see. I visioned myself, me and my family at the top of Machu Picchu, being super healthy and vibrant and lovely and gorgeous and just loving life. And when I did that visioning and I had the community support and I had the coach and I had all the things you need to work on mindset, then things started to happen. I started to have the success and results that I wanted. Okay, so the reason I'm bringing this all up is because I'm going to ask every single one here on a question, and if you want to comment, I want you to comment. Okay, the big question is this: why haven't you achieved what you set out to do? All of us set out to do stuff. We set out to be the best coach, the best speaker, the best executive, the best, digital strategist, the best corporate executive. Why haven't you achieved what you set out to do from a business or from a business standpoint to build your business? Why haven't you got from 6 figures to 8 figures or 4 figures to 6 figures? Or why haven't you got from, why haven't you worked on your health to where you want to be? And, so why haven't you achieved what you set out to do? And if you'd like to indulge me, you can comment below. Let me know why that is. What do you think is stopping you? Because we have a lot of excuses. We have a lot of narratives. But, there are different ways to get to where you want to go. And one of the reasons why I'm bringing this up is because, I like to work with people to help them figure it out. What typically happens is lack of clarity. So people are unclear. They're not sure what they want to do. They're not sure what they're really good at. They're not sure what their strengths are. They're not sure how to leverage their experience, their insights, all that kind of stuff. And for that, personal branding really matters. Dive in your personal brand, not just designing your brand. Most people design and deliver their brand. What they don't do is they don't discover their brand. Discover, design, and deliver. So if you discover first, then you'll be able to design and deliver that brand. So personal brand is going to get you that clarity, that focus, that pinpointing exactly what you are, what you're good at, where you want to go, what you should do, right? So that's one thing to keep in mind. So number one, personal branding for sure. Someone else said, Nicole says limiting beliefs. Yes, that's the second piece. The second piece that holds us back is our mindset. Because according to Henry Ford, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. You know what? I don't think I'm up for that promotion. You're right. I don't think that I'll have anything important to say to that person. You're right. Or you flip the narrative and say, you know what? I've done some amazing things, and I think I'm due for a promotion. You're right. I think I have something really value add to say to that person. You're right. So your confident, and the stats are crazy. 95 to 99% of employees think that confidence is a key success factor in the workplace, which means that if you want to be successful, no matter what your business is or your work is, working on your confidence matters. 62% of men and 79% of women feel like they sometimes lack confidence in the workplace. It is a huge, huge gap. It's a huge issue. It's a huge opportunity. So the second thing you want to work on is your confidence and your mindset, to work on the narratives, to work on the emotional processing, to understand that. And that's why I have a coach. I have a coach who helps me work on my mindset, and I work with you on your mindset, because it comes up. When I coach people, mindset comes up 6 times out of 10 in all our sessions. So mindset's another thing. Other people talk about, side hustles part-time and working full-time, things like that. Yeah, but the challenge is, how do we make that side hustle get bigger and better quickly so that you can leave the full-time hustle? Often mindset holds us back because there's a fear of the unknown. So the other thing that holds us back is uncertainty, right? So uncertain, I'm not sure if I leave my full-time job while my other part-time side hustle is only making me 20% of my income, will I be okay? But if you left your full-time job, you would have 100% of your time to really hustle that business and do a really, really good job and build it up and give yourself a year to try to take it to the next level. So the other thing is consistency too. Consistency, putting in the time and effort and consistency to growing your business. Most people, and this happens all the time. I work with people, and then after a couple of months, like, yeah, I'm doing something else now. Okay, well, you're disappointed that nothing happened, or it didn't not enough happened in 3 months. It doesn't go that fast. Like, you have to be more consistent. You have to work at it. Like, most people theoretically should be working a year to 2 years on this project to grow their business and grow their life. And so that's why that doesn't work. So you need to have that consistency to get to that next level. And then the other piece that is also really a huge benefit is community. Because now community serves the purpose of all the other things. So we talk about mindset and limiting beliefs. We talk about confidence. We talk about personal branding, clarity, and we talk about overwhelm. We talk about uncertainty. We talk about all that kind of stuff. A community, a supportive community, particularly a coaching community or a mastermind community, is the stuff that actually does all those things at once. That's amazing, right? A really strong, supportive coaching community will offer you to work out your feelings and mindset and process those emotions. It'll allow you to be accountable. It will allow you to be a mastermind for soundboarding. Coaches can soundboard their, one of the things I do as a coach is I bring knowledge and intuition in terms of what I do. But when I work with a community, it's my knowledge plus everyone else's knowledge. So all that stuff comes into play. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is because, when I started, I was kind of alone on my speaking career. And if I'd worked with a community more, I probably would have been more successful more quickly. And so what I want to tell you is that if you really want to if you go back to the question, why haven't I achieved what I set out to do 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago, right? And what's it going to take to get to that next level, to take your brand and understand what it is and build a bigger thought leadership brand, no matter what kind of industry you're in, to be the expert in your field, to be known for, to be the authority. What's it going to take? It's going to take those things. Number one, working on mindset and confidence. Number two, work on your personal brand to have more clarity, focus, and purpose. Number three, having a coach to provide accountability, focus, knowledge, intuition, soundboarding, and 10xing your results. Having a community for support, accountability, masterminding, all that kind of stuff. And number five, consistency. If you're willing to put the time in and be consistent with it, I guarantee you 6 to 12 months in, you will be able to get the results that you want. But it's going to take time. And so those are the 5 things you need. Now, are you willing to do that? Most people aren't. Most people don't want to hire a coach. Most people don't want to join a community group. Most people don't want to put content out there. Most people are scared. Most people don't work on their mindset. Most people they're not sure if it's going to work or not because they haven't done their personal branding. So the lack of certainty, lack of clarity is there. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I started running a thought leadership branding cohort, a group coaching community program where I take people through everything: personal branding, storytelling, public speaking, mindset, confidence, LinkedIn, Clubhouse, everything to do to build your brand, know your brand, and build a thought leadership brand. And so I ran a cohort. It was 10 weeks long. It went really well. I'm doing it again. And I want to invite you to join me if you're interested, because it's going to be an awesome time. You get access to the community afterwards. And not only do you get access to the coaching with me, you also get access to a Facebook coaching group where people can ask any question anytime for a whole year. And you get access to my online personal branding course, which is valued at $1,000, and it has basically 30 videos, 30 plus exercises, and 20 plus hours of homework materials to help you really hone your brand. So if you click on the link, you'll in the post, you'll see what it's all about. If you want to ask me about what it's all about, just DM me or book a call with me and let's talk about it. But that's what I want to share. And that's why I talk about this, because again, if you want to achieve what you want to do, what you set out to do, you need those 5 things. And if there's one missing, there's going to be a gap. So you need mindset work, coaching, support community, personal branding for clarity, and you need to have consistency. And that's where I and the group comes together to do that for you. Now, with that, I want to take questions. So I saw some people have questions. Let me go back here. And a lot of people are talking, which is awesome. Lisa Fenton says, what are your thoughts on combining your zones of genius from work and your side hustle together? Well, I mean, absolutely. So usually a side hustle is based on something you really, really desire doing, that you're passionate about. And it's firmly entrenched in your values. And the reason that is because, you work busy full-time jobs, 40, 50, 60 hours a week. How much time are you going to put outside of that? It's got to be something that you really feel within your heart and your head that's passionate for you. So when I was working, crazy hours back in my first job, I started my music theater company because I was very passionate about it. So similarly, I think that's something you can do as well. Now, you have to understand from your full-time job, what are your skills, what are your strengths, what are your zones of genius, what are your superhero skills, what are the things that makes you awesome at what you do in your work, and how can you then apply that to your side hustle? But if you do the work with personal branding and you understand your target audience and what you want to do, what you want to build, and you work with a coach or community, then we can start refining and honing on that specific experience, customer journey, what you're trying to do to build your side hustle. Because my goal would be to help you take your side hustle, hone your personal brand, build a thought leadership brand around that side hustle, and help you grow that thing significantly in the next 3 to 6 months. That's what I'd want to do. And it doesn't matter if you're part-time working on a side hustle or full-time. It doesn't take that much time per week to do it. When I work with the previous cohort on the thought leadership branding group coaching program, I said, just commit 5 to 6 hours a week. That's it. 5 to 6 hours a week. Other people can commit more. Great. You'll go faster. I've had some people who put 20 hours a week, and within 6 weeks, we had a plan for them to build them as a thought leader in their field. So it can be done. And I remember that one because that was probably the fastest I've worked. It was like urban balcony gardens, and she became a thought leader in that space. So it can be done, but it takes a little bit longer for the most part, like 3, 6, 12 months, sometimes 18, depends what it is. But you have to put the time and the consistency to get to that point, right? So for what I would say to that is you can do that, but it takes work to meld. I mean, when I work with people on branding and partly personally and thought leadership branding, like it's what I would do, Lisa, is I want to see what your side hustle is, what your main job is, work with you to understand your skills, values, interests, and personality traits, and then come up with a way where we encapsulate a personal brand story around who you are, what you're all about, how the world sees you, and how you're going to make that impact, and create that story around that. In fact, and I'll add this as well, in addition to the personal branding course and the 10-week coaching program, if people sign up, I'm also going to throw in a storytelling workshop to help you hone your best stories for your LinkedIn profile, for your website, for a video, whatever you want to do. So that's what this is all about. If you click on the link that's in the post there, you'll see I threw in a whole boatload of value in there versus what I normally would do. Because normally what I do when I work with clients, and I'll be very frank with you, when I work with clients, I usually do 12 sessions for $3,600. That's my general how I do it. But I put together this great program because I think I want to help people, and I want to get people on par, on the ball, to work in May and June to get to that next level and start working hard. So that's what I'm doing. Now, that said, I'm here. I'm talking about thought leadership branding. And again, if you have any questions on all the different aspects, mindset, confidence, storytelling, public speaking, content creation, community building, coaching, Clubhouse, LinkedIn, content, video content, all that kind of stuff to help build your brand, that's why I'm here. That's why I want to talk to you. And that's why I'm sharing this. And I've talked about this for a little bit before in other posts, but I really, I want to make this video the one where, you understand what I'm talking about and why it's so important. And if you're uncertain, you DM me and you message me, let's book a call because I want to talk to you because this is like a fantastic opportunity. I really want to work with people. So I'm throwing it out there. If you have questions on all that stuff I talked about, now is the time because I'll stick around for a little bit more to answer your questions. And I see some people are, hey, Fanny, that's great. Welcome from Dallas. All right. So if anybody has any questions specifically about thought leadership branding, please do let me know. If you like what you're hearing, you like, tap, heart, light bulb, smiley face, all that kind of stuff, you can tag people during the conversation. You can share this on your own page to let people know what's going on. But, thought leadership branding is something that, I'm really big on. And now to that end, on Clubhouse, we've started a thought leadership branding club on Clubhouse, which now has 10,700 members and 35 weekly sessions. And if you want to join that club and be part of it and see what's going on, you can check out our brand new website, which is thoughtleadershipbranding.club. Check that out. You can see what we have there. If you want to apply to be a speaker, you want to apply to be a member and be part of the session leaders that get weekly coaching and support and resources to build up your brand on Clubhouse and integrate it with everything else you're doing on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and LinkedIn, then yeah, check that out. Check out the website and let me know what you think. We all started a thought leadership branding club on LinkedIn as well. So we have a page for that. You can check that out for all the different things we're doing and where we share information, articles, and posts and rooms around building a thought leadership branding. And thought leadership branding is really a journey. It's really about personal development to become experts and authorities in our fields. That's what it is. It's very simple. But I mean, some people don't like buzzwords, whatever. Whatever you want to say. Like people don't like networking. Okay, it's cultivating relationships. People don't like thought leadership. Okay, it's becoming an expert in your field. Or people don't like the word expert. Okay, fine. Being a go-to person, an authority in your field that people want to hire. That's what it's all about. And so, my goal is to try to help you get to that point, to that level. And if you're interested, then, let me know because this next cohort's starting end of this week, likely Friday or Saturday. So I'd love to kind of talk to you about it, book a call with me, we can chat about it, and I can tell you what it's all about. And I like this. Kenneth says, savor the flavor of the awesomeness in you, sir, for sharing this with us. Yeah, well, thanks, Kenneth. That's awesome. I like to savor the flavor. That's great. So I want to remind you, okay, the 5 things that are holding you back from achieving what you want to do in your career, in your business, in your big projects, or your side hustle, no matter what they are, these are the 5 things. Number one is mindset and confidence, because we feel uncertain, we feel overwhelmed, we feel not clear on things. And so one is mindset. We doubt ourselves, fears, doubts, imposter syndrome, number one. Number two, personal branding, because there's lack of clarity. You're not clear, you're not focused on, and not purposeful of what you're trying to do. And so it slows you down and things show up and cloud your judgment. Personal branding is the second thing you need. Number three is coaching. Coaching allows you to have more focus, more accountability, more soundboarding, leveraging my knowledge, and helping you 10x your results. Number four is community. Having a community to provide support, accountability, masterminding, helping with mindset. The community part is so important. Having other people with you on the journey is incredible, because you can talk to each other and you relate to each other on a more human level. You can be vulnerable, and it's okay, because there's huge support. And then number five is consistency. So consistency with your content, consistency with your work, consistency with your actions, consistency with your results, and with the time, because it's not going to happen in 2 weeks or 2 months. It's going to happen over a period of time. And so that's why. And so if there's any one of those things that are missing, then you're more likely to falter. And so the whole point of what I've set up with this thought leadership branding coaching community program is we set up all 5 of those things, right? There's a coaching group as well as a Facebook group. There's coaching, there's the community group coaching, there's a personal branding course and the work along the way. There's the mindset confidence building. And then of course there's the consistency as we make you accountable and keep you going. So that's what it's about. With that, again, if you have any questions around the program, from the link, or questions about anything to do with thought leadership branding and achieving what you want to do, how to build your brand, how to storytell better, how to create better content, how to build better relationships, how to be a better speaker, how to get a TEDx talk, how to work with a coach, work with a community, how to make the most of those types of things. Those are all the things that you want to understand and work on, and I want to be able to help you as best I can. So I see a lot of great comments here. It takes courage to be seen, to express your voice. Thank you, Ilya. And then other people are saying very encouraging and relatable. Says Stephen, thank you so much for that. And a bunch of other folks are tuning in, so I appreciate that. So if you have any other questions or comments, I'm happy to share. Otherwise, we'll end it, right? But I just want to make sure that I have this video, really implore you in terms of taking that step, whatever your fear might be, whatever excuse might be, whatever what's in your mind. And I was the same way when it came to my weight journey, when it came to my own business back in the day. I wish I had a coach earlier on. I wish I had a community earlier on, because those are things that are missing. I had a pretty good vision. I was clear on my personal brand, which helped. I had pretty strong mindset, I think. But I think for the most part, I was missing those other things. And so that's why my acceleration to thought leadership branding took a while. I would probably say that I started 2007, and I would say when would I say I started to become a thought leader in my field? It took a while. I'd probably say like at least 5-6 years before I felt like, okay, you know what? I'm known for this space, or I'm known for certain things. It took a while, but it went slower, right? So, that's why I'm saying that if you really want to build that thought leadership brand for your business, wherever it is, for your career, wherever it is, or if you have a side hustle, or if you want to pivot, right? Dive into your brand, work with a coach, work on mindset, work with a community, work with a coach, a community, and a course, right? You got the course, got the community, got the coach. And then you have the consistency of all these things to help you work on mindset, work on your beliefs, work on your skills, build the stories, build the brand, build the content, build the consistency to get the success that you want. That's what it's really all about. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to everybody. And again, if you are interested in this, I'll probably send one more message midweek, probably like Tuesday or something. But listen, all it takes is a call. Click on the link that's in the post. You can see everything you get. And if you think it's, I'm telling you, it's a tremendous amount of value for the people that know what they need to get where they want to go. And I'm telling you, those are 5 things you need. Okay, this is right. You just need mindset, coaching, community, personal branding for clarity, and consistency. I wonder if there's a C word for all of them, because basically clarity is personal branding, consistency is one, coaching, community, and the mindset. I guess confidence. So, confidence, coaching, community, clarity, and consistency. And that's what I'm trying to do to help you get to where you want to go. All right. So I think that's it for today. If anyone has any other questions, there doesn't seem to be too many comments. If you have any comments, let me know. I'm looking at my phone here to see if you got anything. If you do, great. If you don't, no worries. I'll be here every Sunday at 8 p.m. But this program is going to start end of this week, likely Friday or Saturday. So message me and let's talk about it. If you have any specific question on personal branding or thought leadership branding, join us every day at 4 p.m. for LinkedIn Mastery on Clubhouse. Join us for our Clubhouse sessions under the Thought Leadership Branding Club on Clubhouse. And you can also check out the Thought Leadership Branding Club page as well. And you can also ask me questions here. Anybody, if you go to my content, I typically post twice a day, usually once in the morning, once at night. And now that Ramadan's over, I'll probably post more early, which is good. So I'll probably try to post by 8:30-ish, and I'll try to post my evening one around the same time, 8:30-ish. So you can also go to my posts, and you can comment on my posts, ask questions. I'm really good at replying to most of them. Usually I'm pretty good. This weekend it was tough, but normally I'm pretty good at replying to every comment. And that's a great place to also ask me questions about what you're doing, what you're going through. All right. So again, finally, last question. I'll ask it again. Why haven't you achieved what you set out to do? Put it below in the comments because I want to hear from you. And when you've done that, go back, watch the replay, hear my story, hear what I laid out, what it takes for you to do. And if you think there's anything there that's interesting, click on the link that's in the post that goes to my DYPB page, and you'll see everything that I'm offering. I hope you take a look at it and let me know what you think, because there's a chance to work with you and help you out and help you meet your goals in 2021. I would be delighted to do that, because nothing is more satisfaction than helping people achieve their goals. I've done it before. I'll do it again. I'd rather do it with you. Hope that makes sense. With that, thank you so much for your time. Have a safe Sunday evening and a wonderful, wonderful week. And I wish you guys all the best. So long. Take care. Talk soon.